Good morning.
Good morning. It's the Give Back
with Eureka Edison
and Mashawn Carter Fogle.
So today we have a very interesting topic.
It is interesting,
but it's necessary to make it in this industry. It is very, very necessary. And let's talk about the integrity. Your integrity
as a stylist. Previous episodes, we've gone into professionalism. It's like we're giving y'all a course by course how to be a good stylist, right? So we've talked and tackled professionalism. So this one we're going to talk about integrity. And the integrity means basically what you put into yourself and what you're trying to protect right out here, right? So the last thing I ever want in life is for my name to have even one strike against it in the hairstyling industry.
Not one.
Because that one carries further than that one good one, right?
It does.
So just to say that a lot of you all, what we're seeing as a going trend, even on TikTok, on your social medias, on Reels, and it's kind of disturbing to my soul that people even have the gumption and notion to be able to record
some of the things that they do. Yeah, like that's. It's interesting to watch sometimes because you see the videos where they're recording clients and it's almost like they're trying to shame the client when really, if you are a professional, you looking at it and you like, ooh, yeah, girl, you wrong. You
are dead wrong. This one's going to come with a couple of story times because listen, in the last couple of months, I can say that I have witnessed challenges to stylist integrity, and it's not really so much what gets said against you, it's how you react.
Yep.
It's your reaction to, just like she said, you should be able to look at it and know, damn, I kind of jacked that up. Mm-hmm. But the integrity in you should also say, dang, let me bring you back in here and address what I done jacked up.
Not only like the integrity of protecting the hair, but just you as a person, right? And you're protecting your name. Protecting your name also not only comes with just the styling aspect of it, but just like you overall as a stylist. Like I was saying to Sean, I graduated hair school in 2007. I was 21 and I was having a great time. I did not want to commit to being in anybody's salon at that time because I knew that I was not ready. I knew that there was going to be days where I would have people on my book and I wasn't going to work because I was living my life. Well, and luckily, I didn't want to do that to myself.
You was blessed enough to be able to discern that that's not what you wanted to do at that part. It's a lot of these girls out here, they don't take the time to think about it. They really just jump into it, not realizing that when you become a hair technician, a hairstylist, a hair therapist, you are making a commitment. And if you ain't ready to commit to that right then and there, please don't.
Yeah, because that care is that when I say it stays with you, it stays with you. And to this day, I get new clients and people are telling me horror stories from 10 years ago that they ain't forgot about.
Ma'am.
And I'm like, dang, thank God I didn't do that.
I had a lady come to me. She hadn't been to me, we probably had a 7-year hiatus. You know how you get those clients that resurface? Mm-hmm. This woman looked at me, sitting in my chair, looked at me dead on my eyes and said, wow, you've grown.
How did it make you feel?
I don't know.
It kind of took you back.
It took me back because I was like, what was I doing around that time? Yeah. I probably just didn't want to get hot. But anyway. Yeah. So the integrity.
Protect your name, protecting your name in this industry, because you have to understand this is a service industry. You are providing a service. It is just like any other service industry. If you go to a restaurant, you have a bad experience, you're not going to go back.
Man,
you might switch to a different restaurant within that chain, but you won't go back to that particular one.
I know she definitely ain't going back.
I definitely, as soon as I get bad service, I'm done. Like I would never spend another dime with you again.
I don't even want it anymore.
But the thing is, I always give you a chance to get it right.
That's true. That is true.
And I'm not nasty about it. If something comes to me and it isn't correct, I'm like, hey, excuse me, A, B, C, and D. And then if you call yourself fixing it and then you bring it back and it's wrong again at this point, I don't even want it. No, thank you. I'm good. Want it. I'll drink my drink. I'll let everybody. I don't want to spoil nobody else's time. and I'm good. I don't ever have to spend a dime with you again.
No lies told.
And that is the same thing when it comes to getting your hair done. If a client feels like for whatever reason they were slighted by you for however, whether you wasn't on time, whether you didn't do a good job, whether you didn't correct one of your mistakes, or whether they just felt like the service was not up to par, they don't have to come back to you.
And the biggest thing with integrity, these two words kind of go hand in hand. You've got integrity and then you have accountability. So being accountable for your actions behind that chair are major. Being accountable for anything that you do behind that chair, let's just say anything in life, anything that you do in life, you have to be accountable for it.
But see, what accountability then becomes, a lot of people don't like to take accountability for things because accountability means that you have to actively look at the mistake you made and make changes.
But how would you grow if you don't? How do you grow? Especially as a stylist. If you don't take the time to correct something that you've wrong behind that chair and even learn from that, which goes back to being in an open concept salon, but even to learn from that, how do you grow as a stylist if you don't become accountable for your mistakes?
For your mistakes, yeah. You can't. Essentially, you just can't. And here's the thing. We're all going to make mistakes. I don't know not one person in this industry who has not made a mistake, whether it was took the haircut too short, whether you lifted that hair too light, whether you done fried somebody's hair off, because Lord knows I done fried a head or two.
Whether you done straightened somebody's hair and them curls don't bounce back, we all
have made mistakes. You have to rectify the situation though. You can't just be like, oh well, and let it be what it is. Like, because that's going to stick with you, and you can believe that person then went and told 2-3 people, those 2-3 people then told 2-3 other people, and next thing you know, that's circling around. And we all know by the time, it's like the telephone game, by the time the story gets to the last person, baby, it ain't even what the original story was,
and your name is trash.
It's done.
Just an example of how I had to handle a situation like that. One of my good girlfriends, natural hair, I think I'm who? Silk press? Me.
Got you, girl.
All day long, I got
Sit
you.
down.
Sis called me about 2 weeks later. She was shampooing her hair and she said, Shawnee, I'm like, yeah. She said, the whole left side of my corner of my hair didn't come back. I said, excuse me? And I instantly said, well, what did you do?
Oh.
And she said, what? I said, I know you straightened it over a 2-week time span. You had to put a straightener back on, a flat iron or something. She was like, no, I didn't. I'm like, what? Ooh. So I had to eat that. But the way that I ate it, I had her come back. I started giving her treatments. But I saw in her shaft of her hair that it was in different sections, which meant that wasn't a steady temperature on that iron. Which...
it's time to get rid of the iron.
I will go ahead and say it was more than time to get rid of the iron because the iron was shorting and the temperature was shooting up and down. So while I still won't claim it as it was, all me, I still had to go back and fix what I had jacked up. And as that being one of my good girlfriends, that was a hard pill to swallow.
Somebody that you know.
Man.
It ain't like it's a customer.
Hello.
Not a client, but a customer, because those are two different things.
Hello.
It wasn't like it was a customer. This was a client and a friend.
So even if I don't see her in the salon, I'm still going to see her at events.
Yes.
So for me, that taught me how to make that right. But it also taught me how to make sure that all my stuff is not faulty, is up to date, and to seek from other people. Like, what are you doing with your silk presses so I can kind of incorporate in mine so I can make sure I don't jack nobody's hair up. That's terrible.
It always, in my consultations, right? The first thing I tell my client, I'm going to always protect my name.
Better.
I'm going to always protect my name. So if within this consultation and us talking, I'm always going to protect the integrity of the hair, and I'm always going to protect my name. Those are the main two things I would never bend on when it comes to a client. I'm not doing it. So if you come to me and you want color, and I know that your hair is not capable of receiving color in this moment, I'm not doing it. I'm not like, don't get me wrong, I'm in this business to make money. I get it. But I'm not just going to take your money because I know that your hair cannot handle this. So let's do these other steps first. And then, in 2-3 months, let's reevaluate. Let's see what your hair feels like, what it looks like. Yeah. Is it even capable of, going where you trying to go? Yeah. Or do we got to slow walk it? Either way, I'm not going to do that. Why? Because that's going to protect the integrity of your hair and my name. Because I know a few stylists who will do it regardless.
My God.
And guess what, baby? Go right on ahead. That's your money. You take it wherever you want to. But me, I have integrity. I need my name to stay as clean as possible. I don't want to do anything that I know there's any chemical service, there's a chance that something could go wrong, because sometimes people just don't tell all the truth. However, if I feel your hair and I know that it is very compromised right now in this state, it's not wise for me to put my name on it and say, yeah, girl, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to take you blonde. Y'all favorite color is honey blonde. I'm sorry. I'll take you honey blonde. That's y'all's favorite color. Or Auburn. Everybody wants to be Auburn or honey blonde.
It's ginger.
Cowboy ginger. Yeah.
Cowboy coppers.
Cowboy copper. Yeah. Cowboy coppers in this season. But anyways, I know that that's not the safest thing for your hair. And I know it's not the safest thing for my name. So I'm going to pass on you. And I'm going to give you a plan. And if you stick to the plan, we can reevaluate in a few more months. Or take your money, go somewhere else. I'm not saying that it can't be done, but I'm not doing it because I have integrity.
So speaking on integrity extends further than just us as the stylist, right? My number one rule as a stylist is to protect the integrity of your hair.
Your hair.
So the word is, it's for the client and for us, the integrity of your hair. As she's talking about taking somebody cowboy, honey blonde, or whatever it is y'all call it, from a black color, that is not what's best for your hair. Or just last week, Eureka and I had to tag, we didn't have to, but we tag teamed a lady who came in for a lock consultation. Mm-hmm. We knew right then and there, just looking at her hair from the top and from the side, that that's not the best thing for her hair. So while everybody's out here wanting to micro lock and get that money from the micro locks, like in 2 to 3 years, what is that person's locks going to look like? If they didn't have a strong foundation to begin with, that means that they're going to end up losing their hair because you're putting too much weight on their hair. Y'all not considering the integrity. Absolutely.
Micro locks come with tension. Yes. And I don't think people feel like, oh, it's a smaller lock. It's not. No, you are literally tying the hair into itself. Literally. Tie. You're putting tension on the hair. And if the foundation of if your hair is already in a state where it is thin or thinning, what do you think is going to happen when you are literally pulling and tying itself? Because unlike a traditional lock, right, you have the luxury to twist, lay it, and leave it be.
Right.
And still then, as they grow, they become heavier and they put more weight on the lock as well. But with a micro lock, baby, when I say you are tying, whether you do a 2 point, 1 point, 4.3.
You teaching. This is not, we're not teaching.
We're not teaching.
No, it's integrity.
So, okay. So anyways, when you do that, my girl said, stop. Stop right there. But when you do that, you got to understand, you are compromising already compromised hair.
Yeah.
The hair's already thin. So why put more tension on thinning hair for the money? Because eventually that person will have to cut those locks off just because the weight of them, the weight of the lock, the base won't be able to hold it.
You said something right there.
You have to understand these things and understand that comes with just flat out being like, yeah, that's not the best thing for your hair.
Let me tell y'all something.
Let's try other avenues first.
Listen, all money ain't good money.
I done turned down some money.
All money is not good money.
Man,
that is initially what this breakdown of our industry is centered around.
Money.
Well, they always say money's the root of all evil.
And money's the root of all evil.
But all money's not good money. I have turned down money, consistent money. But for you to want me to do some of the stuff that y'all want me to compromise, I will not. And I think that makes me a great stylist because I don't want all the money. I don't need all the money. Money's going to come, but my name is something that if it's tarnished, I can't get that back.
And then it stops the flow of the money.
My
It'll
gosh.
definitely, I've seen it slow it down.
And I kind of lightweight wonder if some of the stylists who pick and choose to do the services that they don't want to do, is it because they're not comfortable in that and they're afraid that if I do this relaxer, I break her hair off?
Well, go get some education.
Oh, okay.
Work with some seasoned stylists and flat out just be like, hey, I want to start doing this. I just don't know how. If I book one, can you help me? Or, let's just say everybody got a little cousin, a little somebody, auntie, somebody that you can practice. I ain't gonna say play with, practice on. So you go talk to that seasoned stylist and be like, hey, I really want to start doing this. Maybe on a Monday, can I bring this person in and you help me, walk me through this, guide me through this? Like, there's basic stuff that you guys are just not doing. And it's eventually you're gonna wish you had learned to do that. Because if you plan on being in this industry for quite some time,
longevity.
Trust me when I tell you, the older women get, the more they are looking for convenience. And if you don't know how to cut, if you don't know how to color, if you don't know how to relax, if you don't know how to do a simple natural pixie cut, if you don't know how to comb coil, if you don't know how to rod, you are in trouble.
Let me tell y'all. And the basic stuff that you learned in school, it comes back around. I have a client who is under 30, who right now gets a pixie cut, a relaxer, and she might make me break out 2 comb shoulder with them finger
waves. Yep.
And she might make me break in a little track here, a little track there for some enhancements. But it's things that I was doing 20 years ago. So it's coming back around. Y'all better get them things in your arsenal. Them relaxers, those waves. Hey, I saw a preacher's wife this weekend. She had some popcorn curls.
What I tell you? Didn't I say popcorn?
She had popcorn curls and her little swoop de whoop. And look, I said, she's getting chicken in the line. I said, ma'am, your hair is far.
Listen, popcorn, scrunches.
It's all coming back. Listen, I saw the dude white dude on Facebook that's just whipping up updos. He whipped up this French roll that had a basket weave.
No, I ain't never doing that.
Listen.
Hey, there's some things I'm a fold on. I'll give you a nice little French roll. You want some pin curls, you want some waterfalls, you want some ridges, you want a hump. I got you. I ain't doing no basket weave.
It's all coming back. It's all coming back.
You want some twisties? You want the twisties with the knots?
Hey, with the cone twist?
I got you. With the gel, you have to get some pre-con.
No, you don't, girl.
Get some scruples.
Let me tell you, hey.
What
truth be known, Influence got a fire gel.
I've used it before.
Their styling gel's fire. That's what
I've used it before.
Okay.
I've used it before.
But back to the lecture at hand. Integrity equals longevity. If you protect your integrity, always keep integrity first in your client's hair, it'll sustain you longevity in your career in this industry. Without integrity, your career will be short-lived. And I'm just going to say it. I've seen a couple that have been, just all the way out there, but they no longer practice hair, or they may work at the hospital, or they may have a full-time job and treat this one as a hobby. But it's all because of your integrity. When you put yourself first, number one, getting that education and making sure that you stay trendy and with the times and everything that's going on, you can't go wrong. But you have to invest in yourself for that as well.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, if you know you're not ready, don't do it. Come up with a set of rules for yourself and adhere to them same rules that you give them clients. Because I'm telling you, you have to protect your name. We all know, we all done seen some things where you like, oh my God, it could never be me. I would never do that. Don't let it be you though. Like seriously, like have a code and live by that code. like have some decorum and like no, seriously, and understand that you are truly dealing in a service industry. You are there to provide a service, and people like good customer service. You don't have to be the best at it.
You
You
don't.
need to be skilled. You need to be reliable. You need to be available. And that person, you need to be dependable. That's the main thing, though.
That's it.
That's all. It's all it is. Just be dependable.
When you
And
say it like that,
it's very simple.
and that's the truth. You don't have to be the best. You don't have to service everyone in your city. There's no way that you can. However, once you do all the things that she said, like you can't help but to have a book of standing people because they depend on you.
They know that you're going to be there, right? Like I have clients who are flat out, and I know I'm good. I'm really good. I'm just not the best, right? And me and my clients have talked about it before. And I've had clients who's flat out said, who, what if their stylist then left or the industry or whatever, and they flat out was like, no, she wasn't good, but I know every 2 weeks I had an appointment. I know she was going to be there. And if they wasn't going to be there, it was because something really happened. Not because they woke up and my stomach hurt, or not because her and Boo thing got into it and she's tired and she's exhausted. No, it's literally because something has truly happened in her life. And because this isn't a regular occurrence, that time that you have to cancel me first thing in the morning for whatever reason, it's like, okay, cool.
No problem.
Let me readjust. When are you going to be back in? Let us figure it out, because it's not a normal thing.
Absolutely.
So they're willing to work with you. I've had times where I've had to wake up and be like, my son broke his arm, y'all. My son broke his growth plate, y'all. Like, my baby play football. I can't come in today. Or where I have to readjust my schedule because, like I said, my son, not only was he playing football, but once he broke his growth plate, he had physical therapy twice a week. I got regular standing clients. And they was like, well, okay, when are you going to be here? Let us know and we'll adjust. And that's because over the last 7-8 years, I've proven myself to be dependable. And my clients have worked with me, but I always said I am going to protect my name. So, and within protecting my name, I've made sure that I do right by my clients. I do right by anybody that has crossed my path that I have worked with will tell you, I am going to do right by you. You know it. I was out with COVID. Sean's like, you was out. Don't pay it. No, girl, this is a business. At the end of the day, this is a business. And I still owe for that space, whether I'm here or not. Like, no, this is like, I get it. I appreciate you looking out for me. I do. I see what you're trying to do.
It's business.
But this is a business. And I never want anybody to feel like I took advantage of them. I owe them anything. No, let me pay you what I owe you. I appreciate it. It might be another time where I really, truly need you. You know what I'm saying? But I don't just always just do right. That's all you have to do. And I promise you, if you do right, learn a little bit of skills,
do right and deliver.
Book will be full.
Do right and deliver.
Book will be full.
Do right and deliver.
Just the same set of screaming rules y'all have at y'all clients, have them for yourself.
So with you saying that, I wasn't going to say it, but you brought it back. You was talking about, basically have a code of conduct and a set of rules. So I've had to take a look at myself over the last week because I had a particular client and they told me that I got soft.
Oh,
you see the way I'm looking at this microphone? They told me I got soft. And I was like, well, what was I even like? Because I don't even remember being a person that wasn't soft. But maybe. But with saying that, it just comes from having your rules and your boundaries.
And you got laxed.
And I got a little laxed. And it showed that I got a little laxed because I started getting a couple crazies. But we'll talk a little bit more about that. I think we talked about that during consultation, like being able to identify the crazies and, sifting through your clients and attraction. But all in all, this episode, we just want y'all to get out of this just to kind of handle yourself in a way to where you're protecting the integrity of the client's hair, putting that first, and also keeping your name good. If you do right and deliver, You shouldn't have a problem with none of that, and you should be able to sustain, as I said before, in this industry, because you'll have people seeking you down, because as you grow, your clientele grows as well, and people look for people who are dependable. So,
and another thing, one thing in protecting your name, it's okay to say, I don't do that. I'm not comfortable doing that. Let me practice a little bit first. Let me get some education on that first. Reach out to another stylist. Get you some help if you don't service that particular service.
And even if you are considered to be a seasoned stylist, that you've been in the game for years, there's still things that you can still learn, because at the point where you feel like you can't learn anything in this industry, you should probably walk away from behind that chair, because our industry is ever changing every day. There is always something to learn. So evaluate that too. If you have been in it for a little while, maybe you need a little boost to put you back into it so you can get your integrity back from behind the chair. But don't be afraid to reach out. Just don't be.
If you are licensed, I don't mind giving you any game. None whatsoever.
Gotta have them L's though.
But you got to have a number.
Gotta have them L's.
Certified down at
the Kentucky State Board of KBC.
KBC. Yeah, KB. You got to have a number down at KBC before I give you any game that I've paid for.
Yeah.
I don't mind helping it out. I'm not a gatekeeper, because what's for me is for me, and what's for you is for you. But you're going to have to go through, if you didn't go through the trenches like I did.
You got to go through the trenches,
whether
dog.
it was 1,800 or 1,500, I don't care. But you had to go through it. Once you go through that, baby, I'll give you whatever you need to know.
And as we said that, y'all hear how we hear say the difference between the 1,800 and 1,500. Let me tell you what you guys need to be doing. The newer hairstylists that are graduating with those 1,500 hours, you need to look into a master stylist, a true master stylist that you could potentially apprentice under or assist under. One thing that I do realize about the corporate salons, they recognize that they go for 1,500 hours. And for that, they actually have to shadow a master stylist for, I think, 6 months.
Really?
Y'all need to get them extra 300 hours in under a master stylist. And don't claim that we are so busy that we can't assist. If I see someone who has a true desire and a true hunger to push themselves, to catapult themselves forward in this industry, I don't have a problem with assisting. I don't have a problem with you assisting me. But you're going to go through the trenches. It is what it is.
Yeah.
But if you reach out, you got to be ready for that.
Because it gets crazy in here.
It definitely does.
It gets crazy.
It definitely does. But without further ado, y'all, before we go into a whole nother topic, we're going to wrap this one on integrity. Hope that we drop some gems for you guys. Not really trying to chop y'all down, but just trying to address where we see this industry going. So keep your integrity.
Protect the client's hair and protect your name.
And like I said, you'll withstand in this industry.
Get you a code of conduct that you live by.
Yes. And hold yourself accountable.
Hold yourself accountable. The same way you hold them clients accountable, hold yourself accountable. Yes.
All right. Well, this has been the Give Back with Michonne Carter Fogle
and Eureka Edison.
And we'll see you guys next episode.
Have a good one.